Good evening, everyone. It's Tom Sidney Bushnell, aka Numbers, here from Psych Club from the Tom Numbers Show. News with Tom Numbers on top of your game, and my buddy from Collateral, it's Vincent. It's Matt Geiger from MIDAS Gold, our official sponsor for the show, with a special episode of News with Tom Numbers. How you doing, buddy?
Good. I should wear this jacket every episode that we do.
There you go.
I have so many jackets, and it's just funny that the rotation keeps being on your show. Yeah. I guess you to be Vincent from Collateral Damage, which I don't mind.
It's silver, isn't it? Silver, you know.
Yeah, like my hair.
There you go, the silver fox.
Pretty silvery. Yeah. Hair's getting a little bit silvery, but yeah,
I trimmed my goatee a few days ago, and I've got some flex in there, but there's less now because I've trimmed it down. Yeah.
You look like you're 35. That's good.
35. That's it. 35. 35th president.
Yeah, man. Just a quick update. I mean, things are getting bonkers, man. I see what I think's going on is I think there's a lot happening in the banking system that we don't hear about. Yeah. Like my take on it is, right, and I said this in prior episodes, is I think the banks have already collapsed. It's not being admitted yet, right? Yeah. So they're stringing everybody along. You know, they've raised interest rates, which is great for, let's say, a savings account, right? When I was a kid, you could get 5% rate of return for keeping money in a bank. Yeah, that's a pretty good rate of return for just having cash sitting there. 5%. That's like, you know, during the Obama years, Trump years. I mean, what were you getting? 1/4%? Yeah, it's literally 1/4%. So now it's right, and they understand this.
If you wanted to borrow and grow, it was great because it was basically free. It wasn't as good for savers, but it was great if you wanted to expand, you know?
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like it's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
What do you think was the trap? The interest rate, the 5%?
Interest rate, yeah. Because what it's doing is it's incentivizing people to keep money in cash in a bank. Yeah. Right? So a conversation I have to have with people is, you know, unless people understand something that's going on in the background, that, hey, nothing's what it seems. It's very hard for that average person to say, hey, you know, gold doesn't really do much. Silver hasn't really done much, right? So I understand people's sentiments where it's like, hey, you know, you're telling me to take something even at a 5% rate of return. That's pretty good. I mean, that's what people were getting on a lot of annuities in recent years, you know, and they don't even have to tie up their money. They could just leave it sitting in an account. So I think we're getting to that precipice point. I think we're there. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw a crash happen here very soon. And I don't say it to scare people. I say it because I just get just something in me. There's a sense of chaos coming. And I'm sure your viewers feel the same way. Right. Actually,
I feel it.
You can feel it. Yeah.
Something
I had one of your viewers call me with large denomination gold.
Oh, yeah.
And she's made some money from the time that she bought it. And now she's going to convert that to US coinage because the company she did business with didn't really fill her in on the benefit of US coinage, right? Or even other world. I mean, realistically, right? If you don't want these big denomination gold, you want to have kind of smaller, you know, maximum 1 ounce. I would go max 1 ounce. But I think I get the sense of
gold coins or silver gold coins.
Oh yeah, gold coins. Yeah, you probably want to have 1 ounce or lower. Silver side, 1 ounce eagles. I put people in eagles, US eagles, because that's, from what I understand from the information I'm getting, that will plug somebody into the constitutional monetary system. Yeah. Right. I'm very leery.
49. Yes. There you go. Yes.
I'm very leery of the crypto space, even though the crypto space has exploded. I hope any of your viewers who are in it have made a fortune. I've got some exposure there. As Juan said, Bitcoin is created by DARPA, Defense Advanced Resources Projects, right? I don't trust any of this stuff. I think it comes back to the physical asset. Yeah. I think it comes back to the physical. So yeah.
This month of March will be interesting. The Ides of March 2020 really started in March, you know, 4 years ago. March Madness. That's basketball. Basketball's 85 in numbers, which is Storm, which is silver. March Madness, silver. Don't know, who knows? But yeah, there's a lot of good numbers around March in terms of do the crash, get things going, you know. Yeah.
I know we had a party this weekend. Great time.
Party time.
Yeah.
Party on, Garth.
Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. No, big shout out to Corin and Michelle. They hosted it, and we sponsored it. It was just a little bourbon, cigar, hors d'oeuvres. Food was great. Did a really amazing.
Did you have a cigar, Matt?
I did. I had a Cuban.
Did you?
James brought his Cubans with him.
Are you a cigarette smoker or just cigars?
I don't even really smoke. I quit
I was
smoking.
gonna say you don't look like a smoker to me.
No.
It's a celebratory moment of.
I smoked in my 20s, and you know, I'm over it. You know.
Yeah. But you and James had some Cubans, yeah.
Some Cubans, yeah. Pretty. I mean, I don't appreciate. You know, I don't know cigars like that. But
was Ron DeSantis there with you?
DeSantis was not there.
You didn't smoke his heels.
His heels. It was great. Michelle Swinick, you know, she spoke, and I think we have a really good group. You know, I've mentioned on prior episodes that we've really good group here in Arizona that's pushing back. It's the local officials, who are really not even officials when you think about it, because they're not bonded, they're not insured. Because the idea is that no insurance company would give these people bonding if they're involved in criminality, right?
Yeah.
Technically, they're involved in criminality, and therefore they would never get bonded and insured. And these people are just operating willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Right. So I know Mickey and company, they're going to keep, you know, pressing. They're going to keep going. We're doing everything, you know, Midas Gold Group, myself, you know, we're doing everything we can to support that, because it's like, you know, we don't want to just be a gold company. You know, we're people here. We're patriotic-minded people. And, you know, for us, it's not just about, you know, generating leads and business, you know, it's about doing what's right and restoring the country. You know, because my feeling is most likely we're probably going to go back to gold and silver money, which is why it's important to own.
Yes.
But it's like, you know, if gold and silver become money, there is no Midas Gold Group. You know, maybe we're a bank in the future. I don't know. You know, we're gonna have to evolve, just like everybody else is.
You know what's popped into my head as you just described that? I was like, so a lot of people with watching and hearing us do the shows each week, and that's great. And I just thought of the analogy. Just think of this, everyone. So if you play Monopoly, okay, so or a Monopoly type game. So you've got the paper money, you've got the fiat currency, which is what everyone owns, has, you know, either digits on a screen or paper. Imagine the goal of the simple game. It's not even Monopoly. Why don't we call it the Midas Gold game? You have to accumulate X number of tasks on the board, and when you get there, you get the opportunity to cash in your paper money for some real gold bars or silver bars or coins or eagles. And that's really as simple as it is. It's like everyone gets the chance to come to the game, and they've got their stacks of paper notes. But imagine a game that you can actually win stages along the game on the board, and you can just exchange for some pieces of gold. That's what it is. And it's like people have money in their bank accounts. Why not exchange at least a portion and actually get some real money, you know, get some real value, get some stored value, and something that's safe and is yours, and it can't be wiped out in the blink of an eye, you know, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen. We know something's coming. We know there's all these pressure cookers that are building up, and they're starting to really percolate now. You know, you can feel and people can see it and they can feel it, and eventually it's going to blow, it's going to go. And when it goes, the whole thing will just go straight down the plug. So it's like, we don't know how long that will be for, but it's prudent to, if you're going to be on the board, which we all are at some extent, cash in some of those Monopoly pieces of paper and actually get yourself some real prizes, silver and gold. You know, it's simple. It's
a currency conversion, right? You're really not buying anything. You're converting to better. It's like going to, You know, when I went to the UK, I was converting it, I think 1 to 1.4. You know, but your prices are a little bit lower, so kind of evened out in certain respects. But yeah, it's just a currency conversion. You're always liquid. You can always turn it back into cash. But I think, as I've said again in prior episodes, is it's not going to be the price of gold or silver that's proven. It's like, okay, gold's up $125 since we last spoke. Okay.
It's the point you've got it. It's the point that you've got it in your hands.
It's about obtaining it. It's about obtaining it and bringing your money to the new system.
Yeah.
You know, and
you don't want it to become unobtainium.
Unobtainium, right? As Cliff High would say.
Yeah, you don't want it.
Yeah, that's Cliff High's term for silvers. It's unobtainium. That's what I really try to tell people, you know, customers.
He might have got it from somewhere else, but once that anyway, yeah. But
well, from you know, that stupid, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we won't say, but we know. Yeah, we know.
But yeah, it's the difference between having money and not having money. How things get repriced on the other end, that'll be interesting to see. You know, we've new business being in the quadrillions of dollars, right? Trillions. Derivatives actually go into the quadrillions, if you can believe it. We're actually in the quadrillions, and that's what these banks are sitting on. They're sitting on derivatives. It's debt built on top of debt, built on it's promises to everybody in every direction that no one can ever fulfill.
Yeah.
And the reason they want to bring in the CBDC is because it'll clear out all those derivatives and bring us back to some type of semblance of a system. The only problem is that it's a digital prison. It's communism through your money, right? I mean, people, they're pretty brilliant in terms of how they, you know, plan this stuff and orchestrate this stuff. I mean, they work over not years, but decades and centuries.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we have to break. I mean, we have to get rid of the Federal Reserve. You know, as Juan would say, the Federal Reserve is Federal Express. Right? It's a corporation. Our money is borrowed into existence. It's a joke. And every country is the same.
Yeah.
You know, the UK is no different, right? It's the same story. It's the same people on the show. You know, so these gangsters, because that's what they are. They're gangsters, right? Let's call them who they are. They're gangsters. You're dealing with the mafia. And I'm excited to break the grip.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, the reason why people have to experience financial loss in this is because how else are people going to wake up? It's the only way, right? Even the most hardened liberal who, you know, goes to climate protests and, you know, blocks cars by sitting in front of them in the middle of the street. Those people need to wake up too. Those are people, right? We have to care about them and love them.
I love how you paused when you said that.
Yeah.
I love how you were like, that people too.
Yeah, they're people too. But they've just been misguided. You know, they've been misled. They've drank the Kool-Aid. But you know, it's I think it's going to happen. And it's like, on the one hand, sure, people will lose a lot of their wealth, but at the same time, you know, what do you get back? You get your country, you get your freedom, and that's way more valuable than money, in my view.
I've got a thought. I've mentioned it a few times on shows over the last few years. So we mentioned this on a couple of shows ago, and so we don't know exactly how much is out there, but I think there's a good chance, and in fact, I believe that we've got a lot more wealth, a lot more precious metals than we believe on the surface. And so I thought about this, you know, over this 4-year period, and it came to me quite early, but I was like, what a clever way. I don't know, but I'm just putting it out there and let people think on it. I have a feeling that when all these markets go crazy, quantitative easing will kick in. They'll start printing more and more money to try and counterbalance. So therefore, there'll be more and more money in the monopoly game, and they'll be there. And then it's like, if you go gold backed, if there's a lot of hidden precious metals that aren't accounted for in the system,
absolutely, no doubt.
What a brilliant way to do it via hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is 172 in numbers. That also comes to the money exchange, and it also comes to the money resets. And it's like, I wouldn't, you know, we'll see how it goes, because there's always twists and turns, but I think that would be a beautiful, elegant way. Could you imagine that? Imagine like Trump's there doing whatever, however it all goes down, and it's like, it's just getting pumped. Actually, guess what? All of these notes are being backed by actual real metal. Like, what? And everyone's instantly, all the good ones are instantly made more prosperous, and all the stuff that needed to be given back to the people is done in a beautiful, elegant way. And that might be a simple way, but I wouldn't be surprised that there's an element of that takes place, because that would just cover so many bases all at once. And that's what it's like. President Trump said we can do many things at once. We can do many things at once simultaneously. It's like the whole system goes down. Everyone's kind of perilous times for, I don't know, days, weeks, months, and then it's like, bingo, actually, there's all this money, and actually, it's actually back, because guess what? We had loads more in reserve that you didn't know about, and so whatever you've got, and people that didn't even have will get as well. You know, I kind of see that fairy tale sort of ending to it. You know,
well, first and foremost, you know, the price of gold should be, if you factored in what's really going on, the price of gold should be $1 million an ounce, right? Based on the current supply, based on the debt, right? Gold should really be a barometer for how our money is functioning, right? But obviously, gold's never going to hit 20,000 or 50,000 an ounce, and the reason is the politicians would never allow it, right? Because that would speak to what they're doing, right? If our money becomes worthless, we're going to say, "All right, Congress, what the hell have you done?" Right? But I agree with you. I mean, there was actually a story last year. I want to say it was in Guinea, but Guinea, I think they found, and I believe the story. I think it's true. I think they found, because there's about 200, they claim there's 200,000 metric tons of gold.
In Guinea, or in the world, or
Guinea made a mining discovery of over 200,000 metric tons of gold. So they've effectively doubled the world gold supply. To my understanding, the Grand Canyon, just north of me, 4 hours north, chock full of gold. That's why you can't travel.
What we were talking about, weren't we? Yeah.
Right. It's very, very right. There's certain places there you can't even go in the Grand Canyon. There's pyramids there. Look into it. It's, don't take my word for it. A lot
Arizona, the Grand Canyon comes 233, or Arizona Grand Canyon. I think it's Arizona, the Grand Canyon, Arizona, 233 gold-backed digital currency. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, 233. You know,
interesting how that works.
I know.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of the state parks and they turn them into state parks, so that these are major gold deposits, especially places like California. They turn them into state parks, so no one can get the mining rights. No one can mine, right? So the politicians have effectively hid the gold underground. The United States has tremendous resources. We are sitting on, as Trump would say, liquid gold, but I think when he says that, he's also alluding to a lot of other gold.
Yeah, gold is liquid.
Yeah.
Gold, but it's liquid. It's so much of it is liquid. It's flush.
Oil, right? Gold, you name it, man. We are, this country is got wealth under our feet that people wouldn't even believe. And I don't even think that would really so much affect the price of gold. You know, if you really factored gold to what it should be, and then you bring in all the other gold supply, gold would probably sit at the same price it's sitting at now. It's a store of wealth. You know, gold, I would always tell somebody, if you're buying gold, you're not doing it to get rich. It's not gold or silver. It's not a get rich quick scheme. I do think there could be some profit potential in silver, just because silver's so undervalued, right? Because what the banks do is they manipulate it through the paper markets, and the big banks, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citibank, they short the price of silver and then have the paper contracts. So they can make silver do whatever they want.
Yeah.
What'll be interesting to see is when they have no ability to do that. What's the price of silver? Very well could be more of a precious metal than even gold is. You could see silver prices surpass the price of gold. Wouldn't surprise me. You know, so a lot of people like your viewers, or anybody for that matter, when they call in and they're doing, you know, $5,000-$10,000 purchases, I always say, you know, they want gold. I just say, get as much silver as you can.
Yeah.
Get as much as you can. You know, once you start dealing in the higher dollar figures, gold becomes more efficient, right? It's easier to store, right? But I would say, you know, to your viewers, silver, I think, is really the golden ticket.
Yeah.
Silver is the golden ticket.
It's got more utility, hasn't it? It's got more uses. You know?
Yeah, you should listen to Cliff High. Listen to Cliff High talk about silver. I found it fascinating where he was talking about silver. He said, when you take, you know, because silver, gold, right, platinum, palladium, they're all elements on the periodic table of elements.
Yep.
But when you take silver isotope 107 and combine it with silver isotope 109, there's electrical properties that physicists today can't even explain. And that's where I think you get into like anti-gravity crafts, right? There's something about silver that we haven't understood yet.
Yeah.
So I think that's a ticket to ride, you know. And what's nice about silver is people, even on a small budget, got 50, $100, we'll get you 50, $100 of silver.
Yeah. People
You
can
know,
own it and they can have it. It's there.
Obtain, easy to get, you know, anybody, on, you know, people, I see people buying lottery tickets, you know, at the Circle K or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know,
7-Eleven.
Just buy silver, man.
Yeah.
You want your lottery ticket, go buy some silver.
Yeah. It's interesting you talk about the isotopes. So 107. So 107 is quantum in numbers. It's currency. It's Superman. It's Trumps with an S, plural. It's military. It's Aquarius. We're going into the age of Aquarius, if not already there. You know, the beginnings of it anyway. Eternal life is 107. And then you jump forward to 109. 109, when you spell the word 17, it equals 109 in numbers. My channel, Psych Club, is 109. Diana Spencer is 109. Zapruder is 109. Witness is 109. What did Diana Spencer witness? We're going to find out. The world's going to find out. So 107 and 109 connected to silver. That's amazing. That's amazing. And
so her maiden name was Spencer?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You're smiling.
Me?
Yeah.
I was thinking about her meeting Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Liberian Girl. We talked about that, didn't we? With his song. Yeah, so Spencer. So Diana Francis Spencer is 175 consciousness. Time machine magic wand. Eternal magic wand. Oh, sorry, eternal time machine 175. But yeah, so she was a witness to something important, and the world's going to find out about that. Yeah. And there's that book. It looks like her holding up a book, and it says on the front of the book, "It's Stallone, Sly Stallone, of all people." Sylvester Stallone comes to 243, comes to John F. Kennedy, Eternal Flame. So it was all coded. It was on his Instagram page, and there's a woman behind him in a green dress and a green book and a gold writing. It says every last secret in numbers comes to 197, comes to Diana Spencer Trump, and it comes to the 5th of November 197. And so we're going to find out soon about all of these things. But 109, the isotope, one of the isotopes of silver. Silver is 85, awakening storm, matrix. We're breaking the matrix. 185 is Donald John Trump. 38 is gold in numbers, 38. 138 is Donald Trump in numbers. Revaluation, 138. The atomic number for silver is 47, which is John. And then you mirror that is 74, which is Jesus. And there's that scripture in Isaiah talking about the refiner's fire. You know, you're looking into the silver and purifying, and then you see yourself. So you're looking, you know, to God or to the Lord, to Jesus, and then you see yourself. So it's that mirror image of, and silver, the atomic number is 47 for silver. And then you see it, mirror it back, 74, and it's Jesus, or Jeshua, or Messiah, or Muhammad, however you want to do it, you know. And 74 plus 47 is 121, which is Revelation, which is second coming. Who's second coming? I think there might be a few, you know. We're in biblical times, Matt.
We are. It's very humbling.
It is.
Right?
It is.
I think my priorities these days are very different than what they used to be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man. Something's definitely changed in me in the last couple of years for the better, you know?
Yeah.
And I just feel, you know, like when we do these, you know, people that I keep mentioning out here, it's like I feel really good, you know, being around these people, being part of that movement, because it's like, this is real change. This is, you know, this is the person that got 50 million masks removed off children. Yeah. Literally eliminated the country's children single-handedly. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Bonds for the win. I mean, it's incredible work. And I think we're going to do more events. We actually got to get you out here.
I want to get out there. I do. I want to get out
here. We need you. We need you at some events, you know, show your face. I know people would love to, you know, meet you in person. You can always stay in my house. You can always stay. You're welcome. You're more than welcome. I just got a pretty cool place. I'm moving Thursday. And
yeah, that'd be fun to hang out, man. It would. And I love Arizona. I've got good friends there, and
Arizona loves you, bro.
It does. I feel that I feel a kinship to Arizona for sure. It was one of the first.
I'll take you to a board of supervisors meeting.
Well, I got to get up in the air as well. We're going to do some flights with you and James down to Sedona.
I can speak on behalf of James. We'll take you. We'll go flying up to Sedona for lunch.
Yeah.
And in the
can he fly as far as? Can he go over the canyon?
Yeah, you can go wherever you want.
That'll be good.
That's what we did.
Sedona, hop, skip, and jump. We'll go to the crater or over the crater, and then up to over the canyon.
Absolutely.
Come back around Vegas. Yeah.
You're up there. You feel every piece of air. It's like, you know, when you're, you know, you fall back.
Imagine. I know.
That's where I'm just like, I don't like this, but I made it through. I
know. I did my one and only helicopter flight in this lifetime so far, anyway, and it was to Mount Rushmore, and I went around Mount Rushmore, but it was in this. I could feel every bump. And I was quite glad to come back. We were up there for about 25, 26, 27 minutes. And I was glad to come back. We went over towards Crazy Horse. And guess what the numbers are on Crazy Horse?
Tell me.
138, Donald Trump. And they're still doing this carving. So there's the whole thing of people saying that President Trump's face will be on Mount Rushmore. And it may well be, or JFK and others. But they're still building that Crazy Horse, which is going to be bigger once it's finally finished than Mount Rushmore. And they could turn that into a Donald Trump one. They could. It's not finished. There's a face, but with, you know, of world technology, they could just, because it's 138, Crazy Horse is Donald Trump. I'm like, okay. You know, I see the numbers, I see the connections, and it could easily be, you know.
You know, you think about it, just on a side note, you know, you think about all the absolute madness and evil that he deals with.
Yeah.
But he's funny as hell. Like he just turns it into something that's just like, it puts a smile on your face. Not obviously, you know, what's going on, but he's like a stand-up comedian. Part of his
comic.
His stand-up comic.
He's a comic. You're a comic, sir. There's your comic. There's one of your books. Yeah, he's a comic. He is. He's brilliant. He's been such a mentor and teacher and leader from a distance, but also closely, you know, because he mentions our shows. He's done it before with us, with you and me, top of the game, you know, and he continues, you know, it's an amazing thing. And he's tapped into higher consciousness, you know, it's this higher stuff. I'm still waiting for the reveal on things like, and they may not be called that, but some people know it as that, but ships, the New Jerusalem, 146, New Jerusalem, True Social, 146, Central Cast. There's all this stuff that's like, something's going on, and we see pieces of it, and it's like, okay, we think it could be this, it might be this, and it might be that, but we're open to all of it. And then as things go on, you get more and more kind of, the kaleidoscope expands, but also contracts in some ways. Other things kind of become not really important. You move on past that, and then you're still waiting to see the big reveal, you know?
Yeah. It's going to be glorious.
It is.
You know, I don't care about, you know, politics. I don't debate people about, you know.
I don't either.
It's like, when you get past that stuff, you're just like, anybody talking about that stuff, it's just silly. Like my new neighbor is a guy by the name of Rudy, older guy, very sweet guy, super nice. And, you know, he's checking my politics when I got the keys to the place. He's checking my politics. I'm like, you know, Trump supporter.
Yeah.
And, okay, good. You know, the whole block, we're all Trump supporters, blah, blah, blah. And like, just the issues he starts going, you know, we need to do this and do that. And I'm just sitting there like, dude, I'm past this. Like,
yeah,
this is, you know, little league, what you're talking right here. We're in the big leagues, what we're talking about. Everything's about to change, and it's exciting. And that's, I feel good about what I do in terms of gold and silver, because it's like, yeah, I do think people are going to lose their money in the banks. I do think people are going to experience massive losses of wealth. Level playing field, as you would say. And I feel good about converting people's money into a real asset that's going to, you make money by not losing it, right? Convert people's right money to gold and silver, boom.
That's it, preserving it, keeping it. You make it and you keep it. Yeah.
It's like, okay, if you're an investor, think about the opportunities on the other side of this thing. Businesses, right? Like we talked about, we're probably going to be an isolationist country for a couple of years, right? Until we get our stuff back together. Just think about the business that you can invest in. Markets, right? When you restructure markets and get the corruption out, right? And have real free markets, you can catch everything at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you have a little bit of money right now.
Pennies on the dollar.
Couple of grand, you convert that to gold and silver, you redeploy that in a new system, you could grow that, sky's the limit. It's like everybody gets a whole new start.
Yes.
Everybody gets a whole new start. And that's really encouraging. I think that's something that there's a lot of people out there that haven't had opportunities, and they're about to have one. That's great. That's a great thing. Inner cities, take these inner cities, turn them into manufacturing, turn them into places where everybody can get a job, and good paying jobs, right?
Yeah.
Bring everybody up, right? A rising tide raises all ships.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Opportunities. And that's what President Trump's like. He's the prototype. He's the archetype of where we're going. It's like, well, he's wealthy, successful. He speaks freely. He's not impinged by it. He takes arrows, but he doesn't stop him. And he's the blueprint. It's like, well, okay, stand up, be sovereign, take risks, be believing, move forward with faith, think big, as he says, and you can have those things. And opportunities are there for, and more opportunities will come for people. 2020 was a big opportunity. A lot of people I got opportunities then. I didn't expect all these things to come, but they did. And the best is yet to come. So we're just at the beginning, really. We're just at the beginning of all this. Everybody will have opportunities. If they're pure in heart, if they're good people, they have an opportunity. They have opportunities. They have the level playing field. You can grow and you can compete fairly and progress. And it's it will be like a dreamland, but it will be tactile. We'll be in it. We'll be able to move through. You talked about politics, and I'm the same. All that stuff really is boring to me, because I just know it. Yeah, I know it's just nonsense. But the interesting thing about the numbers of that, so politics in numbers is 1, 1, 1, which also comes to the word illusion, 1, 1, 1, and that's that's what I feel.
Sometimes I do tune into these. They have like they put certain people in front of Congress, and Congress gets to question them. It's just it's stupid. Yeah. But they have the climate change experts in front of them, and they're estimating like what the cost would be for the Green New Deal is like $50 trillion. They're sitting there talking about spending $50 trillion, and we're gonna look back at what a joke all this was. I mean. Yeah. I can't take it seriously. I don't take any of these people seriously. Everybody from Congress, by the way, I don't even care for Jim Jordan or Rand Paul. They all got to go. Yeah. I trust them. I think they're all blackmailed. I think every single person in Congress needs to go. Hopefully this, the Brunson brothers case, hopefully this will see some light one of these days. I know it's been supposedly shut down. I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I think that could be something that they're holding to the very end to just wipe out Congress.
Yeah, I guess we'll
100% of Congress.
Yeah. Supreme Court in numbers is 174, which is currency exchange, quantum leap. The quantum leap, trust the plan. Real Donald Trump, 174. Eye of the storm. So we'll see. It's interesting that he brought him back, and then Biden was doing something else with it. So it's all these things are there, and eventually we'll get through the other side. And it'll be like, oh, what was that? It was a dream. 2020 feels like a dream now, even though it lasted for 2.5 years. So whatever's coming will come. We'll go through it, and we'll look back in time, and it will be like, oh, that was oh yeah, that happened. That was a dream, you know. That's what it feels like to me anyway. I think we're in some kind of,
I know exactly what you mean.
you know,
it feels like looking back in my past, like it was a dream. Like like somehow I'm just here now, just doing what I'm doing. And it's like, you know, it's like you have the memories. It's like, were these memories implanted in my brain? Like you said that last episode.
Yeah.
Kind of a crazy thought, but it's like that movie, you know what I'm talking about. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Inception.
Inception.
Yeah.
Living through an inception of some kind. I don't know.
Yeah. Matt Geiger, 105, Inception.
Huh.
There you go. Arcturian. Yeah.
It's in the name.
Yeah.
In the name, Tom.
It's a good name. You know what? This is weird. So there are Easter eggs in Inception and in Interstellar that are, and they both, there's two in Inception, in Interstellar. They both come towards the end of the film, and then the Inception, there's an Easter egg in the very last line of Inception, and it's like, yeah, it's right. It's people will get their own Easter eggs. They'll get the group ones, but I'm like, hey, this is a dream. And it's delightful, and it's like, really? It's like, yeah, it is. And it's, you know, I'm waiting. Well, I say I'm waiting. That's the other thing. I don't want to wait, but I'm enjoying and waiting, I guess, at some element, but for the next phase, the next thing. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream, you know? And it's like, okay, blink of an eye. So blink of an eye is 143, or a blink of an eye, or in a blink of an eye. I have to check. Rachel knows the numbers on that one. But then memory reboot, there's this, one of my favorite pieces of music right now. You see it on a lot of YouTube shorts, you know, there's all these remixes. Memory reboot is 143, which is November 5th.
What's Total Recall?
So total, I think, is 51 and recall 68, if I remember rightly. But let me have a look. I think that's what it is.
Another great movie.
Yeah, two versions of that. I actually met Colin Farrell. So Total Recall is 119, which is Redemption, Central Park, Mary Magdalene, Nikola Tesla. It's also the other word that is a bad word beginning with A. And it's interesting when you look at that, I'm like, so there's that, which is so extreme down the other end, which is trying to make people live forever. And then you got the other end, Nikola Tesla 119, which through those physics, you'll be able to. And it's like, it's so interesting how the numbers marry up. And it's like, one does it in a completely awful way, and another one does it in a completely harmonic way in the universe, and they try to purport the same things. Well, the other one has got an expiration date, you know, you can't keep doing the bad one forever, but the other one will catapult you on forever, you know, and they're both the same value, 119, which is Total Recall. So yeah, there's it's like, yeah, it's a kaleidoscope, a labyrinth of numbers and dots. You know what? This is interesting. So there's a guy out there, what's his name? Gary, called GG33. He's kind of hit the scene bigger. He does numerology, and gematria is a form of numerology. You know, I didn't even know the word gematria existed until about 3 or 4 months in, but I was getting the codes. I just called it numerology because it was, you know. But he does talk about a lot of interesting stuff, and he pointed out all the different stuff, like the astrological charts, the zodiac charts, the Chinese zodiac, and you can find out what animal you are, and then there's a type depending kind of in the sequence of the 12-year cycle. And I was like, okay, what am I? So I think I knew this ages ago, but I hadn't really paid attention. So rabbit, I'm a rabbit, and wood. So rabbit is 52. And wood rabbit, is the one for me being born in 1975. 75 is a magic wand. Well, magic wand, I should say, eternal funding. But wood is 57. And the interesting thing is my grandparents, their surname was Wood. 57 Wood is also Tesla. And 52 Rabbit is heart. So it's like Tesla heart. But guess what that comes to when you add them together? It comes to 109. So I'm actually a Wood Rabbit on the Chinese zodiac. And 109 is Psych Club, which is the channel. I chose that name before all the events of 2020. When you spell out the word, it comes to 17, 109, Psych Club 109, Wood Rabbit 109, Diana Spencer 109. And it was her consciousness prompting me and guiding me through my discovery of the numbers, and then listening to President Trump every night. And I figured out the Kennedys and Q, even before I knew what Q posts were. So I'm like, oh yeah, Wood Rabbit. And I only discovered that like a night or two ago. So thanks for that, Gary. And like, yeah, Wood Rabbit. But it's 109. It's Psych Club. It's my channel that I chose before 2020. And it spells the word 17. It's like, well, of course I'm a Wood Rabbit. You know, it's all a matrix. It's just, I know I keep repeating myself, but it's just, it's like, that's what it is. It's far more than we can ever imagine, you know?
Crazy. And now that I know you're born in 75, what we should do is we should get you a mint set. There is no 1975 mint set, U.S. mint set.
Is there not? Okay.
There's the 1976 mint set, which is the 200th anniversary of America. 76 to 1976. But the silver proof sets were minted in 1975.
Okay.
We need to get you that as a gift. So when you come out here, I have many. It's actually my favorite mint set is the Bicentennial mint set. We're going to present you one of those.
Awesome.
And it's a good collector. If anybody wants to buy value buy, you can get one of those things for $20, $20-$30. The Bicentennial.
Awesome. That'd be great.
And it's got the Washington quarter, the Kennedy $50, and the Eisenhower dollar. And it's in 40%.
Eisenhower, watch this space. We've got some, you'll see that soon. Yeah, that's cool.
About Eisenhower?
Watch this space. Watch this space.
Watch this space? I don't understand.
Watch this space. Oh, you said the name Eisenhower, and I said, oh, well, watch this space. So it might be a treat coming up soon. So
are you getting is it Laura?
I believe so. I've got to have the conversation, but
I love Laura.
Yes, yeah.
I think she is outstanding, and she's a spitting image.
I've got to call you. I'm about to call you, but
she's amazing.
The connection's been made a couple of days ago, so yeah.
I love her, and I love Eisenhower. And when people understand, I actually have an autographed Eisenhower photo in my office, in my actual office. I have it autographed by President Eisenhower, General Eisenhower. And he's the OG in all this. Yeah,
we'll get to Oscar. Well, I'm going to talk to you soon, and we'll sort out a show, I think. So I'll see if we can get you come in. That'll be good, man.
I love that. She's amazing. I love her.
Yeah. You said about 1776. We'll wrap up at 1776. So 17 is Q, 76 is Thomas. So if you do Thomas Q or Q Thomas, you add them together is 93, which is Bushnell. So it's like, okay, I'll take that as well.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You were born in the wrong country.
What's that?
You were born in the wrong country.
Maybe. I do wonder why I was here, because I have a lot of conscious connection with America. I've always had that connection with it, but I'm here. So there's part of the mission, I guess, you know. But
I love the UK. I love London. I know it's a very, satanic city in terms of the stuff going on, but the people are great. I loved my time when I spent there. I spent there, 5 months there.
Yeah.
During COVID, and it was great.
We were almost virtual neighbors, only a few miles apart during that time. We didn't know. Who knows? I thought about this the other day. I was like, I wondered, we may have even walked past each other and didn't know,
Possible. I would have recognized because I knew maybe at that time, 2020, maybe I didn't. I think I found you in maybe 2021. Yeah.
Were you in 21 or just 2020?
I was just into 2021.
Okay. Yeah.
So I might have been watching you at that point. I know that people always say the food in Britain is terrible. Let me tell you something. No. The food in London is light years better than it is here.
I agree. The food in general, even the super, in my humble opinion, because I've got one of my best friends, Stuart Matthews, Giggsy, if you're watching, buddy. He lives in Utah. family out there, has a great life, looks over the mountains, beautiful spot. But one of the things he misses is the food. Like in general, if you go to supermarkets, I think the quality of the food in the supermarkets is way better than what you get, you know, in most places in the States.
I ate a lot of mango because you guys, you know, in the what's the store called? They're everywhere.
Whole Food. No, Waitrose, Sainsbury's, Marks and Spencer.
Waitrose, what is it?
Tesco.
Tesco. Yeah, I would go to Tesco
yeah.
all the time. Go to the shelf where they have the mango and the beets.
Yeah.
Ate a lot of mango, and it's like
the mango and the meats.
Beets, like red beets.
Oh, beetroot. Yeah.
Beets. Oh my gosh, man. Unbelievable. I literally lived on that stuff. I could not get it. I literally eat it. I couldn't get enough. I've like never had.
I think the fresh produce, like fruits and vegetables, are usually. I mean, I know you can go to some, but I definitely know. I'm like, that's one of the things I really appreciate is the quality.
You get it here. It's disgusting.
Food. Yeah,
it's atrocious here.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I miss it. Like just like little simple things like that.
Although when you eat in certain restaurants in the States, sometimes the quality of the food is really good, and I'm like, well, where do they get that produce from? You know,
the coastal city. Well, California's got the good produce. So I lived in LA for 10 years.
Okay.
So the restaurants in LA, I mean, I would say LA overall is probably the best place to get food, even better than New York. New York's a very close second.
What about Florida? I noticed that was pretty good down in Palm Beach.
Florida, you probably get some good stuff. Florida, probably. I don't spend much time I was there recently, but not for long.
Yeah.
I would imagine Florida, anything coastal, you're probably getting good stuff because you're getting it right off the boat.
Yeah.
Right.
Although one thing I do love about the States is when you go to places, you go to a good old steakhouse. I mean, American steakhouses, you can't beat those.
True. I go out here, I go to Capitol Grill.
Yeah.
Capitol Grill is amazing, and Dominic's, which is in Scottsdale. Dominic's is.
What's the big chain of steakhouses? They're big in Utah and they're big in other places. I think Colorado. Chris? What's that one?
Ruth's Chris.
Oh, what's the name of it? Can't remember. You go if you're in Utah, they have literally you can queue for an hour or two to get in. There was one in California, and it's always packed. Like it's just always bit. Like keep you queue. They give you you got to wait, and you're sometimes outside the door. But it's a steakhouse. It's very. I can't think. It's on the tip of my tongue. People will write in the comments, but that's a big chain throughout the kind of west of the United States, at least. And it's nice grub, but it's something steak. What's it? Not. I can't remember. Anyway, it's a very popular joint. There's many of them.
Good place. Take my word for it.
What's that?
Good place. Take my word for it.
It's on the tip of my tongue. People will know what I'm on. It's such and such steakhouse. What's it? Can't remember, but there's loads of them all over the place.
You'll tell us next episode.
Next time I will. Is it Roadhouse? Not Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse?
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, I was there on Sunday. Yeah, they're great.
It. Yeah, so that's it. Texas Roadhouse. Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse. Yeah. I was actually going to say that. I have
that
one
was it. Yeah, and they're always packed, aren't they? I mean, and the stuff's nice. I mean, I think I've probably been to some steakhouses that are better, but it's good. And you guys, there's certain things in the States you do just really well, and steakhouse is one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, Texas Roadhouse is good. It's a good basic steak, and they give you good quality cut of meat.
Yeah.
I went there Sunday and I got the filet, the Dallas filet.
Right. Yeah.
Great. That, some mashed potatoes, gravy.
I miss Red Lobster. We don't have that here. I like Red Lobster.
Red Lobster, I haven't been in years, but it's good seafood. But Texas Roadhouse has the second best margarita I've ever had. They do the mango. Yeah, they do the mango margarita there.
You like your mangoes, don't you?
I love my mangoes. I just wish I could get them in the grocery store because the grocery stores here are atrocious.
Can you not get them in Whole Foods or anything like that? Kohl's?
I don't really have any Whole Foods near me.
Okay. Target's probably got them, maybe.
Maybe send some to me on dry ice or something.
Okay.
Make a run to Tesco for me.
I did a show with Matt Geiger a few months ago. We were down on the beach, and the soccer player, and he was talking about I brought up Guernsey butter because it's a really thick, yellow, creamy salt. It's really delicious. And I was talking to him about it. And he said, yeah, sometimes we go to Waitrose and it's out of stock. So he'll call his mum and she'll send it over. And I was thinking, wow, that's a big job, sending butter in the post. But she ships it out to him. So there must be a way to pack it and do it quick, you know. So
shipping probably costs a fortune, but you know, if you want your butter, I mean,
butter, Guernsey butter is amazing, really amazing. Yeah. All right, my friend. Well,
all right.
You're making me feel hungry now.
Yeah, I just had lunch, so I can talk about it. But good to see you, man. Thank you for having me. And you know, if anybody wants to find me, you know the number 480-725-0536. I answer all my own calls, and if I'm not at my desk, just leave a message, and yeah, we'll take it from there.
Good stuff. And we're gonna get a text message. We're gonna get a text number, aren't we?
Yeah. So we do it to 232425. If you text Boomerang, I mean, I guess you could text Boomerang, like my podcast, Boomerang, to 232425.
But we're going to get one for my viewers. Is that what we're going to
get? Yeah, I'll talk to James about that. We should be able to get that done instantly.
Yeah, that would be fun, because I know some people will just like, some will prefer just text.
Usually, it's good to sit down, you know, make the phone call. Just call me directly.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so much to talk about in the banking world and what's going on. It's like, you know, it's always good to have a conversation.
Yeah, that's it. For something like gold and silver, it's always good to talk to Matt. But if you want that, we'll get a text number for you soon. But just call the number, call them. Yep. And it starts off 48. 48's Tom. So you know we're on time.
Yeah, we're on time.
We're on time. And guess what? Arizona is 84, which is a mirror of 48. So that's maybe why that code is as it is. You know. So,
right.
And 84, Arizona is 40, but it's also a bigger number. It's million. So it's 40 days, 40 nights. But then 84 is 40, but it's also million. So call Million Man Matt.
Million Man Matt.
There you go. Million Man Matt. Good stuff. All right, buddy.
Right.
I'll see you in a few days, man. Take care. God bless. Good. All right, man. Bye.